Physical and spiritual senses intertwine through 7 main chakras of our own physical vessel, meaning our human body. There are both positive and negative main attributes to each one of these 7 main chakras. The clairs are our inner sense of awareness. Each cell and organ in our body has a consciousness of its own created by the vibrational frequency of our thoughts and beliefs communicating with our body from consciousness as well as higher realms. Breathing light into our chakras can initiate the process in opening up our own gifts of self-mastery and wisdom through 7 crystalline spheres of higher consciousness. By releasing old impacted vibrational patterns, we can self-assist in returning to an empowered state of duality within our own physical vessel and energetic signature. An initiation process into our own self-mastery is through opening up our energy vortex, projecting upward from the base of our spine, our root chakra, up to our crown chakra. In this process of clearing, harmonizing, and balancing the 7 chakras of our physical body is the I Am presence, mixed with infinity sign, breath, and sphere of light initiation process. The opening of the 7 seals of consciousness. Each chakra is restored, returned to harmony within itself. Then an opening of the energy vortex for each chakra releases light and is activated. Then adamant particles of creator light is released into each chakra and flows upward, starting at the base chakra and projected upward into the next chakra, one by one, as chakras are spinning galactic in high revolution, turning our spinal column into a blazing shaft of light, and the 5 higher galactic rays of Creator are poured down the column of light, transmuting and transforming inner wisdom into our physical vessel, the attributes to meditate and say. We chant the keywords and we observe the thoughts coming to our own mind and reflect on how we love with the energies of each one. The root chakra grounds our physical self to the life force energy of Earth, giving us stability. It is important to honor and maintain our physical body while we reach for the stars, to bring more vitality, courage, and self-confidence. We now release old survival and scarcity issues to help tap into our own treasure chest of abundance. Take a deep breath and tone, I live. Then say, I am now accessing and integrating the power of unity and oneness and my connection with the earth and all abundance. Then breathe deeply and envision the sphere of light that represents the root chakra spinning faster and faster and lighting up lighter and brighter until it bursts into radiant light of the sun and lighting up the shaft, and it moves from the first chakra into the second chakra just below the navel. Then say, I am one with the divine creator source. The sacral chakra seat of our physical emotional self, no longer plagued by self-doubt, addictions, or sexual issues, becomes attuned to the wisdom of our soul mind instead of only our ego mind, and our limitations are replaced then with our own personal power. Instead of fear and limitation, we now have joy, peace, and prosperity. Take a deep breath and tone, I feel. Then say, I am now accessing and integrating the passion of spirit as my director. My desire is to create joy and peace as my prosperity and to share with others. Breathe deeply and see the sphere of light that represents the solar plexus chakra spinning faster and faster and lighting up lighter and brighter until it bursts into radiant light of the sun and lights up the shaft as it moves into the third chakra. To the third chakra, say, solar plexus, I am whole and complete within myself. The solar plexus chakra, seat of physical mental self. When in balance and only a few discordant energies remain, our self-esteem returns, knowledge turns into wisdom, and with clarity of thought. Then say, I regain self-control and become master of my own desires. Learn to set boundaries and to honor boundaries of others. As we draw energy of universal source of life substance and our own God seed atom, I am presence, instead of tapping into the energy of those around us. The activation of our solar power center begins at this point. Our solar plexus, heart, throat, and thymus. Take a deep breath and tone, I will. Then say, I am now accessing my personal power center and I take control of my own emotions. I am the master of my desires. I set clearly defined boundaries. Breathe deeply and envision the sphere of light that represents the solar plexus chakra spin faster and faster and lighting up lighter and brighter until it bursts into radiant light of the sun and lights up the shaft and moves into the fourth chakra. To the fourth chakra, say, I am the power to create. The heart chakra, the gateway to the higher chakras which connect us to the soul self in our fifth dimensional sacred triad. When shut down and blocked, we will function primarily as an instinctual human being who is governed by the three lower chakras of the physical self. When balanced with love, life force energy centers of the body, we will tap into the love force of source mind. Then say, I swiftly release all thought patterns of jealousy, envy, guilt, feelings of unworthiness, and I ignite the threefold plane of divine will, wisdom, and love. I will begin to develop a compassionate nature and a oneness with all life and things. Deep breath and tone. I love. Then we state to ourselves, I now activate my emotional and my solar power life force centers. I receive and project only love light force energy. I open my heart to the divine flow of spirit. Breathe deeply and envision the sphere of light that represents the heart chakra spin faster and faster and lighting up lighter and brighter until it bursts into radiant light of the sun and lights up the shaft and moves into the fifth chakra. To the fifth chakra, say, I am universal love. The throat chakra, connected to astral emotional plane or mental causal plane, depending on the vibrational frequencies of our own thoughts we project. This may seem confusing, but since we control our own reality by the frequency patterns we radiate, meaning the thoughts and beliefs we create, the law of attraction ensures the lower frequencies we send forth will attract astral plane energies, and the higher ones will tap into the mental planes of consciousness. The ascension process entails mastering the physical plane, the astral, the emotional plane, the mental plane, and eventually up into the fifth dimensional plane, which is our divine blueprint goal for this round of ascension. Communication, because of the power of the spoken word, is one of the most important tools on the physical plane. When we begin to use the language of love with light and soul talk, we will always speak our highest truth. Say, I will be expressive and creative in speech, as well as the written word, and I will become proficient in manifesting my own vision for the future. Deep breath and tone. I speak. Then state to ourselves, I am now accessing my willpower center through the power of communication and self-expression. I will speak my truth with integrity and discernment. Then breathe deeply and envision the sphere of light that represents the throat chakra spin faster and faster and lighting up lighter and brighter until it bursts into radiant light of the sun and lights up the shaft and moves into the sixth chakra. To the sixth chakra, say, I am a perfect instrument of expression. The third eye chakra, or the brow chakra, opens the door to our inner senses, first by reestablishing the connection between us and our unconscious self, subconscious mind, and gradually with our higher self as the pure cosmic light substance of source mind, called the rays, is allowed to enter and activate our source consciousness, our own inner essence. We will move through the inner whispers of intuition into a knowing that we are being guided and inspired by spirit. New knowledge, creative ideas, and inspiration from the higher mental and intuitive planes will be accessible to us as we clear the distortions. Do not fear the seemingly dark energies or thought forms that float into our consciousness or before our own eyes during meditation. These are our own miscreations coming forth to be released, healed, and transmuted into light. Love is the dynamic, cohesive force of creation, and when love light shines on any unaligned thought frequency, it is lived and eventually transmuted. Also, let's remember to use the gift of the violet flame. Breathe deeply and tone. I see. Then we state to ourselves, I am now accessing the power of my intuitive mind. I have clear insight and I listen attentively as I tap into my inner wisdom, the wisdom of my higher self. Then breathe deeply and envision the sphere of light that represents the third eye chakra spin faster and faster and lighting up lighter and brighter until it bursts into radiant light of the sun and lights up the shaft and moves into the seventh chakra. To the seventh chakra, say, I am a perfect instrument of clarity and wisdom. The crown chakra, when activated, our column of light is opened in preparation for integration of the many levels of our oversoul and higher self. Gradually, as we progress, the wisdom, gifts, and treasures stored within our own sacred triad, which resides in the fifth dimensional plane, will become available to us as we demonstrate that we are ready to live and radiate the love, light, truth of creation. We will be infused with an ever-increasing flow of the attributes, qualities, and virtues of the 12 rays of higher consciousness. Take a deep breath and tone, I am. Then we state to ourselves, I am now accessing my spiritual power and connection to my divine source seed atom, which is my center of enlightenment, inspiration, and wisdom. Breathe deeply, see the sphere of light from the 7th chakra to the soul star. The soul star chakra is 6 to 8 inches above the crown to your head. Then we say to ourselves, I connect to and I am in alignment with my rainbow bridge to unity consciousness. I hereby transmute all unaligned energies as I move beyond the law of karma and into a state of grace. Then we envision the column of light that connects us to Source, our I Am Presence, growing wider and wider as it forms a lotus blossom crown on our head. See it clearing all of the distortions and static from our own divine connection with Spirit, so that the frequencies, patterns of divine light, divine will, and divine wisdom may flow freely to us through the great rays from Source and from us out into the world. Then we say, I am one with the divine Source. After the deep breaths, we envision, however we perceive our own soul essence, within a sphere of light, move through the portal at the back of our sacred heart chamber, move quickly up into the 5th dimensional plane, moving into a pyramid of light which has been designed as a meeting place for us and our soul friends and companions, we who are journeying together into the refined frequencies of the higher realms. Move into sacred space and into our own seat at the round crystal table. As we do so, we look around the room and take notice of those whom we know and work with whom are also seated at the table with us in our pyramid. Others will be added from time to time, and our pyramid of light will expand to accommodate them all. As with other pyramids of lights in the higher dimensions, there is a double terminated pure quartz crystal hanging down from the peak of the pyramid over the crystal table. In the center, electrifying lightning sparks are radiated forth from the giant crystal out into the room. This is the rarefied essence of the Supreme Creator and Source, the adamant particles of divine light. There is a fountain under the table with a blazing violet flame pouring forth out into the room, which will transmute any disorient energy we may bring into this place to be purified and released. We may come to this sacred space often to strengthen our own connections and our rapport with our soul family of light. We then say to ourselves, I reclaim my divine birthright and my connection with my higher self, my soul family, and all the beings of light I am to work with in communion, to access and relay the cosmic wisdom and truth I am to integrate and to share. Here and now I reclaim my self-mastery and all the qualities, gifts, virtues, and attributes of my divine self. I desire to be a living personified example of love, harmony, abundance, and joy. I am divine love. I am divine light. I am divine will. I am divine wisdom, and I am divine action. So it is. I am that I am.